Welcome to SOW 301, Study Session 5. Helping Interview. Introduction. In this study session, we will examine the channels of communication between the individual and his environment, major problem-solving goals of a helping interview, and constant interview components. Learning outcomes. When you have studied this study session, you should be able to explain the concept of helping interview. Concept of helping interview. Information exchange, communication, interaction, learning, problem solving. The helping interview is a catalyst for change. Through the interview, by the route depicted above, blocked channels of communication between the individual and his environment can be opened or reopened so that his environment can serve him better and he can make more appropriate use of his environment in order to meet his needs. The helping interview is goal-oriented. An interview is never only idle, if pleasant conversation. It is purposeful discussion directed toward a meaningful goal in the life of the client. The major problem-solving goals of helping interviews are to achieve one of the following: new knowledge for decision-making, new resources for crisis resolution, new insight for self-awareness. Certainly, every helping interview has its own unique size and shape, its own time and place, and its own people and purposes. Nevertheless, these elements comprise universally the basic, constant interview components: people, purpose, place, problem, process, outcome. The people involved in the helping interview constitute an unequal partnership clearly. Helping efforts are concentrated in only one direction, on the person needing help. The other partner fulfills a professional role by removing our own needs from the interview entirely. There develops between the partners in a helping interview a relationship that contributes enormously to problem solving. This relationship is the cornerstone of helping. Through a positive relationship, communication can be cleared and goals achieved for a client's benefit. The relationship is nurtured through the interviewing process so that the human services worker can be maximally helpful and the client can be open to receiving information and gaining understanding to use in his problem-solving efforts. The helping interview must, of course, be conducted in a place. The place may be either an office or a home or a street corner or two ears at two telephones. In any of these possible places, a context is provided for interviewing and for helping. Furthermore, where an interview is conducted can have a significant bearing on whether helping is achieved. A place that is not conducive to communication will hinder helping considerably. Each person involved in the interview, the clients, and the human services professional adds another dimension, another kind of place to the interview too. They add their own individual perspectives on the problem at hand, on each other, on the goals they will mutually seek to accomplish together, and on their view of possibilities for resolution of problems. By bringing their unique perspectives to the interview, they are, in a sense, adding new windows on the wall that can significantly enhance the helping process. Helping is a process guided by its clearly defined problem-solving purpose. It is a process by which learning deficits in the broadest sense can be corrected so that The person seeking help will gain the skills to problem solve. Sometimes one helping interview will suffice to meet the problem-solving goal. At other times, a number of interviews are needed. In either instance, a defined, goal-oriented process of evaluating the situation and reaching conclusions is going on steadily and purposefully. There is always, of course, an outcome to any interaction. In the helping interview, it is hoped that the conclusion of the interaction will be beneficial, but it may not be. In large measure, the outcome will be determined by the interplay of the other interview components. Study session summary. In this study session, you learned that either a client seeks help in order to reach a decision or resolve a crisis or increase his self-understanding. The dynamics and structure of helping interview are very much the same, although the content of discussion during a helping interview will vary depending on the focus and goal of the situation. Certain key components of the helping interview remain unchanged. End of study session 5. Thank you for listening.